Hello, hockey fans, and welcome to NHL Draft Pros.
Shoots, he scores!
On today's video, we're going to take a look at Porter Martone. He's one of the top prospects for the 2025 NHL Draft, so stick around and let's watch some clips of his game. And if you want to see some other scouting reports on some of these prospects, head over to NHL Draft Pros on YouTube. I have a bunch there and more to come. And if there's a player that you'd like to see a scouting report on, just let me know in the comment section below. And can you please smash that subscribe button to help the channel grow? I'm approaching 12,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate the help in getting there. Thanks a lot. Okay, Porter Martone plays for the Brampton Steelheads. He's 6'3", 208 pounds. He's a right shot, right winger. In terms of draft rankings, NHL Central Scouting has him at number 4 for North American skaters. McKeen's at 4, TSN Bob McKenzie 4, Elite Prospects at 3, and the Hockey News at 5. All right, and in terms of his points, check this out. This year, 98 points in 57 games. Yes, he's an offensive dynamo for sure. All right, and in terms of CHL points per game for the draft class, he is second only behind Michael Misa. 1.72 points per game. Really, really impressive numbers right there. Okay, and as always, we're going to check out his skating, his shooting, his passing, his puck control, his compete level, and what he needs to improve upon. So the first thing is his skating, and you're going to see that for a big kid, he can move pretty good. It's getting there that is the work that he needs to do. He's not really, doesn't really have that acceleration, and that's okay because he's a bigger kid, right? And he kind of skates with like a knock knee, like genuvalgus, they call it. So mechanically, not the prettiest thing, but he gets the job done. And like I said, once he gets motoring, he can motor pretty good. Now, I wouldn't say that he has that separation speed that, like, say, Michael Misa does, but decent skater for sure. His acceleration and explosiveness are not that great yet, but that's something you can work on over. But you know what? When he uses that crossover, like right here, when he uses the crossover to kind of get moving, it helps him kind of gain some speed. So, yeah, a couple little things to work on. I mean, you know, he's still young, but decent skater overall. All right, shooting. Yeah, he posted 31 goals, so he knows how to wire a puck, and check out that shot right there. Watch this. Boom. Beat that goalie one-on-one. So, you know, his 31 goals only were behind Misa and O'Brien among draft-eligible OHL prospects. So definitely can score some goals. However, a lot of his goals were scored in the high danger area, kind of that slot in front of the net area. So, you know, he's not really a peripheral shooter, I guess you could say. And sometimes his shot selection is a little bit questionable. But, I mean, when he does get in nice and close and he can find that opening, forget about it. Like, yeah, that's a pretty nice shot. Definitely scored a lot of goals, like I said, in that, you know, in and around the net more so than, like, say, with the one-timer slab shot and stuff like that. But another thing is when he gets moving, he can really let, like, that little toe drag release right there. you know a goal scorer is a goal scorer when he's got the little toe drag and that quick release. And, yeah, Porter Martone just shows it right here. Boom. Upstairs, no problem. Now, passing. Yes, this is his strong suit. He can definitely play make with the best of them. Like, look at this. That was almost like a no-look pass there. You know, he's a great playmaker, and some of that is attributed to his stick handling. Like, he's able to, like, look at that. See that little toe drag and then the pass? So he uses that hockey IQ, the stick handling, and then finds an open. That's a great pass right there. So, yeah, you don't get, you know, 67 assists without being able to make that pass. Now, that one right there, that's anticipation. So that's that hockey IQ. Sees the ice well, and it allows him to create some passing lanes for his teammates. You know what I mean? To find openings for his teammates. So, yeah, he is a passer. So, again, he knew he wasn't going to shoot that. He saw McDonald open the slot there. And then same thing here. You're going to see this one. This is really, really nice. Waits. And then just at the perfect moment, slides it over. And an easy goal for Remkop there, right there. So, you know what? One of the big things for him, playmaking. Puck control, though, guess what? Got some hands. Watch this one. Toe drag release. Yeah, he can deke with the best of them as well. So, I say that, his playmaking is really, really good. His stick handling is really, really good as well. He is one of the best stick handlers in the draft, maybe the best stick handler in this draft. Like, look at this. And he's got that big body to protect the puck, right? So when you got a big-bodied kid, a nice little pass there. So see, the stick handling kind of set up that pass. When you got a big-bodied kid who can protect the puck really well and then is able, to make those slick moves, that's a deadly combo right there. So yeah, you know what? The stick handling. Watch this goal right here. This is sick. Oh yeah. I love that little pause. Pull the goalie to the side and then just chipped it over his shoulder. That takes some nice hands and some hockey IQ. What a goal. Unreal. And of course, got to show a shootout goal. Check this out. It is unreal. Whoop. Upstairs. Thank you very much. All righty. Compete. Now, the one thing with his compete, once he gets that physicality or whatever, he's got some dog in him, I guess you could say. However, his pace throughout the year, like, look at that goal. That's all work right there. His pace was questionable, but he has gotten a lot better, and especially into the playoffs. Like, I thought that he really picked up his pace, and he started, working a little bit harder, more consistent, I guess you could say. A little bit more consistent. That's a great goal right here. So you see how he went into the corner there, and then that little stick lift to the player, and he ended up goal. So watch this little stick lift. Thank you very much. And then he buries it in that high danger area, right the slot. So here's another one you're going to see. He's going to, push himself in front of the net. That's another thing. He's got a bunch of goals this year by making his way in front of the net. So he's not scared to get into the dirty areas in front of the net, especially the slot. And he'll use his body and his leverage to kind of get in there. And same thing on this one. He's going to attack the net, and he's going to be rewarded. He's going to get the rebound right there. So you got to give him that, and in the World Juniors, he had a couple of, tip-ins in front of the net. He played a role on that World Junior team, the Team Canada. But yeah, so like to see that. All right, what he needs to improve upon, a couple of things, like I said, the skating. He doesn't have that separation speed. So you're going to see here that he's going to try to get away from the player. And then what happens is the player kind of rubs him up against the wall, and he ends up getting a penalty because a little slash right there because he didn't like that. And then the other thing is he'll try a little too much. Most players will do that. They'll try a little too much, try to stick handle through some guys, and then they get the puck taken away. And like I said, sometimes right here you're going to see right on the blue line, don't do that. Right there he gets it poked. Try to deke two guys, and he got poked away. And then here you're going to see same thing. Tries to get by that guy. Nope, ain't happening. Gets the puck stolen from him. And then the other thing that sometimes defensive lapses, kind of, right here, he kind of gets puck watching, and he gets kind of deked out, and they score on him. And then same thing here. He's going to kind of lose the puck right here. And then watch, the back check is a little suspect, we'll say. If he would have kind of worked a little bit harder, he would have probably caught this guy, but he's kind of floating, and this guy ends up scoring. So a couple of little things to work on, but not, for the most part, very high hockey IQ, stick handling, and playmaking. He's a great offensive threat. Like, you saw the clips, the shooting, the passing, the stick handling is unreal for a big guy. For a big guy, he's got some sweet hands for sure. What he needs to work on, improve upon, forcing plays, those high-end players, they try to do a little too much sometimes, try to carry the team on their back, and the simple play is the easiest play sometimes. Defensive support, at times he's kind of, puck watching, floating around, not really covering what he needs to do on the ice, especially, in the defensive zone and stuff like that. And then his pace, it did get better in the skating. Like I said, those things, could improve, the things that you can work on. So not too worried about that, because he did get better in those departments. And so in terms of ranking, top 5-ish, I mean, he could go 6. Personally, I got him in the top 5. I think that, any team would be happy to get a 6'3", 200-pound winger who's got some, offensive upside. So yeah, that's my take on Porter Martone. As always, please subscribe, hit that like button, help me get to 12,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it. And we'll see you soon. Cheers.